in defense of Moi, he had a specific address, and he was a very well-known member of the
AIC.
African Inland Church, AIC.
Milimani.
And his Sundays were really predictable. He'd either be AIC Milimani down the road, or Moi High School, Kabarak, his home. And he was
also AIC.
He was like me. He was like me, a choir enthusiast. So he liked going to AICs in Ukambani, where either it's Machakos or the old one in...
There's one in Bomani.
Bomani, yeah, AIC Bomani, correct, yes. And those were his addresses. A lot has changed over time. And the church has become one of the best organized political parties. You can see the scramble on Sundays, not just by the president, but all politicians, for that ready-made audience. Their favorite, and they don't tell anybody this, but I think we can say this on the news gang, their favorite part of politicians is the end of church, because that's the moment they're invited now to Salimia Watu. And unfortunately, it's becoming a fun part both ways. There's that footage of the president talking about being commander-in-chief. Did you see the pastor behind him?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
We need him for future football games. He can be an animator.
It was the overseer himself.
Oh, is that the overseer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and talking of that, and I don't know what we can say about institutionalism, because President Ruto is not an individual, he's also an institution. He represents the presidency. And a very high office and solemn office. And when you invoke the title of Commander-in-Chief, and you're invoking this not in regard of defense of our country's boundaries, but in a dispute involving beacons of a 3-acre plot, there's something fundamentally wrong with that. I don't think that was the intention of Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief, when you look at when the United States first drew that as a role of the president, it was to empower him to command the army, to command the navy during wartime. Because then you need to make it smooth, make the chain of command easy, allow the military to function easily. Now, I know there are professional thousands of soldiers out there, including retired commanders. When they watch a clip like that, do you think that they expected that the title Commander-in-Chief will be in reference to some brawl about a plot? I don't think so. So there's a lot that also needs to go into managing the style of the presidency so that institutionalism is protected. Commander-in-Chief is a very sacred, solemn position. When you see him inspecting the guard of honor, that is not the same guy, and that should not be the same person as the giver of offerings in a church. Not at all. Commander-in-Chief is something else. And I think there should be some reverence to that position, some respect to it. Don't invoke it in very inappropriate situations. Like this is a brawl. And lastly, actually, on the issue of institutionalism, there's so many private disputes out there. And a lot of people know the president. A lot of people can reach them. Now imagine if everyone went there and say, Commander-in-Chief, my neighbor has done this, it's taken my cow, invoke it. He'll reduce the presidency's authority. There's something wrong about invoking that, and in the sense of the dispute that we've seen there. The presidency should be very, very careful about entering into disputes between citizens. Yeah. Even if it's between a citizen, like the church, what is called Jesus Winner Church versus KDF.
Yeah. There is the courts.
There is a process. Yeah. There is an entire process. that includes even the National Land Commission, which is in charge of disposing or acquiring public land. That is the institution we should be hearing when it comes to the dispute in Roysambu, whether this land belongs to KDF or whether it belongs to the church. It should not involve the president. There's something sadly unpresidential about that participation in the brawl, because it's a brawl between two disputing parties.